care. Make like 3 go. Your event is starting. There we go. Oh yeah, look at you. You're like bright as shit. I'm like reasonably dark. Just like in real life. The eyebrow waggle of eyebrowy waggleness.
Wait a minute, cut this shit.
There you go. I have no clue. Find out.
Everybody, welcome to our Pubcast for this month of June.
Hello, welcome.
Started a little late here because there's some little final issues. I got myself a brand new pedestal, and I'm still dark. I'm good. We're gonna leave it like that.
You're a little dark, but you're brighter than you were.
Well, I'm not as bright as over here. That's really bright. But
that is true.
These two are a little darker, so we're a little on the dark side.
That's true.
That's okay. We're gonna hang out over there. Well, I just got myself a new pedestal. It's sitting in the van. It was put in there by a forklift. I don't know how I'm gonna get it out. That's gonna be the mystery.
The mystery of the pedestal.
The pedestal. How we're gonna do that? So, welcome guys to the chat. We've got Sky Editor, Daniel Sawyers, Sheriff Shawan, Nate Stone,
as always. Help. You need somebody?
Help. You need
somebody.
Help. Not just anybody.
Help.
Copyright claim.
Now we aren't going to get paid.
Strike on the channel right there and there.
Yeah, that's right.
Boom. Boom. Metro Goldwyn Mayer 95th anniversary. Oh, that's cool.
And apparently it's the 100th anniversary of United Artists.
Oh, is it really? Well, there you go. I was going to work on the United Artists as a video next, but Fox is going to be the next video.
Yep. What up
boys?
From My On Wang?
It's Number Wang.
Number Wang.
Let me pictures 95th anniversary. It's not today, is it? Is this like that's just the year you're talking about, right?
I'm assuming that's just the year. Because if it was all today, I'd be like, that's pretty impressive.
That's a lot of coincidence.
Yeah, that's a lot of coincidence going there.
Well,
the Talking Onion, hello there.
Of course, we're going to mention you, Sky Editor. You came on our chat and you said hello. So
yep, exactly.
Back to you. Hello from Portugal, from the Zeco Blabata. Again, I am watching this from pretty far away.
Yeah, we are like.
So it's hard for me to see.
As I'm sitting here, I'm like, we're all we're both squinting.
And we've got these lights up here.
Yeah.
That are shooting at our face. It's really bright in that camera there, but
General Kenobi
cameras.
Welcome, Bill.
Walt Disney anniversaries again, 23rd anniversary.
Oh, Bill asked, when's the next episode of The Studios coming out?
I am working on, that's going to be the next video after we release the video that I just finished yesterday. So that's the next one I want to work on is that. Yeah. And I've also got to work on a project that for my own business about the history of Whammo.
Yep.
So I figured if I work on that and I work on it'll get me in the mindset of making business videos. So the next Studios is going to be the next after we release blend modes, probably next week. I'm off mic. Is that what the issue is? Can you hear me now? 1, 2. Is that mic working even?
I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this mic here.
Seems to be.
Oh, I should plug it in.
There you go.
Can you hear me now better now? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now the mic's. So the mic wasn't even plugged in.
As we kill everybody's ears. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry about that, guys. But I've got to get. I haven't even poured my drink yet. It's a pubcast, and I haven't poured my damn drink.
Yep.
We better do that. But I hope you guys hear me now. That was terrible. The mic was not plugged in. Wonderfully done. All right, here we're pouring the drink. The Warner Brother. I don't think they were all started the same exact year. Anyhow.
So I apparently just had a Super Troopers moment.
What happened there?
Well, what happened? Oh, as I was sitting here, so obviously we want people to come and watch. We also like friends, and we try to get as many people packed into here as humanly possible. So I sent a message to a friend, and I was like, if you want to come and see, us streaming right now, we're on YouTube on Filmmaker IQ. And he goes, when are you doing it? And I said, right meow. And I was like, so then I had a Super Troopers moment where I was like, Super Troopers. And yeah. So anyway, also, if you haven't seen any of the Broken Lizard stuff, go see that. It's funny.
Did he notice you said meow?
I'll see.
See how many times you can get by without him mentioning it.
Yeah. He's like, are you just saying meow? I'll be like, you think I'm nimbly bimbly jumping from tree to tree, drinking milk from a saucer?
Listen meow.
No, listen right here, meow.
We did the whole entire pubcast like that.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right, meow from Ken Darlington. Hello from Canton, Ohio, meow. All right,
says,
do that.
Hey, meow. you gotta do it subtly. It has to be.
You gotta hide it. You
gotta
do it.
You're on your video on the history of sound was great. I used part of it for my dissertation, meow.
Yeah, very
so you
well
gotta
done.
do it.
Very well
you gotta
done.
do it that way.
Thank you for that. The funny thing about that, I think I went a little too overboard with the copyright on that one, in that I put a little too much of that history, or I put too much of that jazz singer in that video, so that because I kind of said I said, and now I showed you every single part of this movie that has sound in it. You don't need to watch the movie. And Warner Bros. Was like, well, since you did that, we're going to make sure you can't monetize that video.
Oh, no.
So I was like, oh, well. Yeah, I think I went a little too overboard with that one.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for watching that. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. I've got a bunch of ideas for shorts. Probably I'm in kind of a funky mood right now, and that it's just like I can't get stuff done fast enough. Like I want to get stuff done, but I can't get done fast. Like this next video I'm doing, we finished up what's called the blending modes. And that being, I thought, oh, blending modes, that should be easy. Just go through a bunch of functions in After Effects, right?
Yeah.
25-minute video later.
You're like,
and complex animations, like mathematics, like all kinds of graphs, and After Effects showing like rotating graphs and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, nope. And I'm still thinking like, well, this is pretty darn complicated. I'm not sure people will like it, but I'm going to put it out there anyway because it helped me understand it.
Yeah.
So whatever. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the next video on After Effects and Photoshop blend modes, which information you can get anywhere, but I'm going to show it to you with 3D graphs. Yay.
Daniel says, take your time, John. That's right.
Take your time.
That's right.
Well, you say that, but the YouTube algorithm doesn't say that.
But the YouTube algorithm doesn't appreciate that.
No, and the world at large. Someone take more the Quentin Tarantino approach, and just go hide away for a little while, make something come back.
Yep.
Yeah, let me show you guys this, and then go hide away for a while. But then every couple of weeks, we can join you guys in a little podcast. Podcast.
Get to have our moment in the spotlight and talk with you guys, and talk about what we're doing, and
Bill Cage. I'm glad that we inspired you to take up filmmaking. It is a lifelong pursuit. It is an obsession and
a calling,
and a way to spend all your money and never have a social life.
Yep, that's right.
Because you're always like, hey, let's go to the movies, and I'm like, I don't want to see that movie. Like, I gotta see the movie because I don't gotta see all these movies.
Yep.
But
where are you guys broadcasting from? We are broadcasting from the bowels of the Filmmaker IQ warehouse.
Yeah, studio warehouse. Here we are in lovely California, Southern California. Remember this? Do you remember that talk show? I was on Fox for like about 2 weeks.
Which one was that one?
I forget the guy's name. Was a blonde-haired guy, and he'd always say like, "Coming to you down from beautiful Southern California."
Oh yeah, it was the guy that was in Action, right?
Yeah, no,
that
he
TV
looks like
show?
that guy looked from Action.
Oh, he looks like him.
Yeah,
it wasn't him.
No,
yeah,
it's not him. It's By the way, I did see that guy from Action in Hollywood one time.
Oh, did you?
In Hollywood, and I was meeting somebody who was there for a conference,
and
then like right next to him sat that dude, whatever his name is. Chat will tell us because we can't remember the names of all these actors.
Yeah,
and he's just like hanging out, and then like he left,
and then he just
that was my
your story.
Bro. That's my story. Yeah,
that is a massive iced coffee.
Oh, it's not an iced coffee, my friend.
Oh no, this isn't an iced coffee.
Oh,
I like the
night show backdrop. Yeah, we got kind of a similar thing going on there.
Esque, yeah. Well, this was the idea for this was a very much like talk show style esque idea with the desk and over there, and we were gonna have we had the chair. And actually, if you go and check out Filmmaker IQ
the
live show, so there's a couple episodes, you'll actually get to see what it looked like in action. Until we realized that is a lot of work, and in action.
Love that.
So Yeah.
Correction, Daniel Sowers in 2020, 20th Century Fox will be celebrating its 85th anniversary. That isn't correct. 20th Century Fox is part of Disney now.
No longer exists. It will not be.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, in 2020, Disney will be
Disney
celebrating.
Hey, we bought this company that was started back in the...
About 85 years ago.
And 35 is actually when 20th Century Fox starts, because 20th Century starts in 31, and Fox goes all the way back like 1904.
Yeah.
So you can trace it all the way back. Daniel Sowers is like the information anniversary.
He's wikiing.
Here.
Yeah, he's wikiing up everything.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Which is okay. All right.
Which is fine as long as he's not dropping N-bombs and and trying to.
He's keeping it educational.
PewDiePie us.
Yeah. He's keeping it educational.
Very good. Very good. So what's going on here, man? What's going on?
All right. Well, let's see. At this point, really kind of drifted a little bit this last 2 weeks. Just been busy and in our own projects.
And I've been trying to get to the theater more often.
Yeah.
Go back to the theater. I saw Aladdin.
Yeah, you saw Aladdin,
which I really enjoyed. I think it was the movie that no one asked for, and turned out okay.
I binged The Flash.
Oh, you binged The Flash?
4.
Okay.
It was good, and or I guess it's season 4 or season 5 now. I don't remember. Yeah. Now I think it's season 5. Because it just went up on Netflix, and so I was like, all right, because I've just been holding off. I haven't, no TV. If you don't have TV, you're just like, I gotta wait for it to hit Netflix, which is probably the only reason I have Netflix anymore, is because I like DC shows. And
I was last night. I was pretty tired at 11 o'clock, which is probably why I fell asleep today at the wheel. I didn't fall all the way asleep, but I was tired. I watched. I was going through Amazon trying to find something to watch, and I was like, well, it's 11. I don't want to watch a movie. Yeah. So I went, and none of these shows really, I don't want to get involved in a show right now. So I was like, went to Netflix, and I saw a show that I was like, oh, this might be fun for like a lark. Mm-hmm. It's called, it's Jeff Ross's Historical Roasts.
Oh, yeah, they're on Netflix as well.
That's pretty cute.
I watched the Abraham Lincoln one because that was Bob Saget. Yeah. And then I watched, was there one before that? No, I think that was the premiere episode. Yeah. I started watching the Freddie Mercury one. Yeah, I don't know who the comic was that was playing Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, I watched. I watched like 5 or 6 of them. Ended up, and I watched that one, but I really wanted to see Gilbert Gottfried as Hitler. See, I would have watched that one. The thing is I have to want to know the comics because you know what I mean. Like, if it's a roast, you gotta enjoy them. It can't just be that, people I don't find funny. And, so I was like, Bob Saget, all right, hilarious. John Wilkes Booth was Stamos. Stamos, yeah. You're like, all right. So it's like a Full House reunion. There's a lot of jokes about Full House.
Exactly. Yeah. And, it was enjoyable.
Well, it's the one with Gilbert Gottfried as Hitler was Anne Frank. And I'll be honest. I watched it and I'm like, man, Anne Frank is hot. The whole time.
Who was it?
It's a girl named Firestein, Diane Firestein. Mm-hmm. She won America's Got Talent or something. She's one of these up and coming actresses that kind of came through. And then I watched the Cleopatra one, and I thought, man, Cleopatra is hot. And Cleopatra was one of the actresses from The New Girl. Yeah. And I don't know. I was watching that. I watched what were we saying? Oh, so Xander, the jump. Who I was saying, meow. He's a broadcast band in the house. There you go. Yeah, so he's a good guy. Anyhow, the Gilbert Gottfried of Hitler was almost worth the price of admission. Yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this joke. But why not? He turns to Hitler like, "Hey Hitler, you look kind of nervous." Hitler says, "Yeah, I know. I think I left the oven on." Oh. Oh my God, I couldn't help it. And that was a horrible, horrible joke. The channel's just been demonetized, and we are now shutting the. And we're now on our second strike. Later, bye, everybody. Yeah. Just kidding. But no, maybe we're not kidding. Oh, apparently Sky got a Black Magic Pocket 4K. Sweet. So there you go. Nice. Yep. Well, we're now we're now in a post Game of Thrones era, and at this point, still waiting for The Expanse. I'm gonna throw it out early, because still waiting for frickin' The Expanse.
hit season 3.
If you have not heard of The Expanse, here is a rundown of the first 3 seasons. We're going to give it to you in about...
Wait, is it season 4 now we're waiting for?
14 minutes explaining this. No, we're not going to do that.
No.
But no, it's season... Well, yeah, it's season 4.
It's season 4.
We're waiting on.
Yeah, season 4.
But the thing that people were talking about, the replacement for Game of Thrones was Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, so I saw someone mentioning Chernobyl. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see. You've watched.
I liked it. I was reading some of the articles were saying like, well, you know what? It does kind of go a little bit over exaggerate the threat of nuclear power. Like when you die of radiation sickness, you don't quite die like that.
Yeah,
not so bloodied and not so gory. It's more of like just internal bleeding, and you just look terrible, but you don't look like you're swamp thing.
Yeah,
yeah, I guess so. I mean, Craig Mazin, who, if you guys are familiar with the film like blogosphere and all that, Craig Mazin has been a part of the film blogosphere forever. Being him and John August had the thing called Script Notes, as a podcast.
Yeah.
Been going on for like years and years. Ever since we started Filmmaker IQ, they've been around.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always kind of good to see them like, hey, man, John August's name's on Aladdin. He co-wrote Aladdin with Guy Ritchie. And then Craig Mazin comes out with this HBO show. So they're it's wonderful to see like they're not necessarily my colleagues, but they're colleagues,
Yeah.
Succeeding,
right? Yeah.
But the thing I was saying was like, well, it is still at the end of the day a drama, and it needs to have the drama stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta embellish. That's the thing is a lot of times people are like, oh, that wouldn't happen that way. It's like, yeah, but they kind of have to embellish to make it entertaining. If it was just some guy who's like, oh, stomach feeling so bad, and then all of a sudden, he's just holding his stomach slightly, and then, dies. It's like, oh, okay.
That's not really good.
But, if they're holding their stomach and then a freaking, alien jumps out of it and latches onto someone's face, and then, you know what I mean? That's a little bit different.
Like another example was they had what they had to do was drop this boron and sand on the reactor. And so they sent a bunch of helicopters toward it, and the guy's like, keep the helicopters away from directly over the fire. If they go over the fire, we're in trouble. And one helicopter gets too close and it crashes.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get it. I get that the historical accuracy may be a little bit off, maybe, and then it's kind of funny because Craig Mazin's also been on very, very vocal about, I'm very pro-nuclear power. I don't want people to be scared of nuclear power. This is a story about lying and corruption. Mm-hmm. But it turns out a lot of people are getting very frightened of nuclear power now.
Oh.
Because it's like, oh, no, I don't want this to happen anymore. Mm-hmm. But like, no, it can't happen because we design our reactors differently than it did in the Soviet Union.
Well, Trevor put out a thing. I have a fun tangential question for you. Why does storytelling fit so well in 2D for us, yet every attempt at 3D, VR, or AR seems to fall flat? When you envision film in 2100, what do you see? Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I imagine it's just
dramatic music.
We're just gonna cue holodecks. I mean, at that point, why not? That's 100. That's 75 years away.
If you want to sit here and like dissect this question, like you really think about it, like we're
gonna let John dissect it.
Yeah, we're gonna go sit here and dissect. So start off with what is the alternate medium to film television right now? 2D, and you know this, right?
Yeah, it's theater. Oh well, I was gonna say theater.
Okay, well, it's the big one.
Oh, okay,
it's
it's
video games, right? Mm-hmm. So I think video games are the alternate form of storytelling. Different form of storytelling.
Which I also think 3D succeeds in versus...
Exactly.
Yeah, 3D succeeds in a video game atmosphere versus a movie or something that's static. Mm-hmm. You can't interact in a 3D environment. Mm-hmm. But in a video game, you can interact in a 3D environment, which makes it feel more tangible, enjoyable, and, like you're part of it.
So perhaps that's kind of part of the clue, the answer to the question is, why does 3D not work? Because if you approach 3D like a movie, it doesn't work necessarily as well as 3D as a game where you can be interactive with it.
Yeah.
The second thing, I think movies also stem from basically the concept of theater. And that you go to a theater, you sit and you watch something far away.
Yeah.
Right? And something that's far away doesn't really have 3 dimensions. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to a theater, yeah, there is some 3-dimensionality in an actual physical theater, but it's not the same. you know.
Well, the last 3D thing I saw was Avatar.
Oh,
we
really
saw that far
You
back.
didn't see anything since?
And I haven't seen anything. It gives me a headache.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like, I don't know if you remember, we went and saw that, and I was just like, afterwards, I was like, okay, now I need to, like, my eye, and I think it just strained the eyes, you know what I mean?
You're
just
not
too
alone
much.
in that, though.
And, and
that's a common complaint. I mean, there's a lot of people that have that problem. So that's another problem with 3D. Like, you can't just sit back in a chair and just watch it. You have to kind of feel, you have to feel it and all that. So that's why 3D. I think. So if we look at 2100 predictions about the film, about the future, I think film is going to be around just like books are around today. Yeah. novels have not gone away.
Oh yeah, of course.
So film will be here. It'll still be 24 frames a second. Sorry, folks, because unfortunately that's the what we picked, and we're going to stick to it. Yeah. And it'll be more. There'll be more of it. There'll be also more 3D. There'll be more. There might be. If you look at far enough, like 2200 or 2300, year 20 AD 20 in the year 2300. Yeah. We might have like the fraud, like the Futurama, where we zap our images straight to our brains.
I always remember the terrible Batman Forever, where it was the Riddler's box. The I forget what he called it, but it was the thing that was set on the TV and it just beamed it into the heads. Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I
barely remember that movie, but maybe that's why.
But yeah, oh no, it was bad.
It's the beaming in the head. It's like, forget this movie.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, welcome to Mike's Garage.
Yep, Mike's Garage. Right. Yep. And well, there you go, Karma. The reason thus far why he hasn't done a backyard video is because at this point in time, I haven't gone over there and filmed anything. So, Kent, what are we working on right now? John is working on. You said
I gotta finish the blending modes.
Finishing the blending modes.
And I'm going to work on the history of 20th Century Fox.
The history of 20th Century Fox.
I'm playing with titles on that because titles, YouTube loves, you got to have the perfect title for YouTube. So I'm thinking, So Long Fox and Thanks for All the Movies.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know, maybe something like that.
Yep. And then we're working, or we need to write. We've already outlined it, but we have a kind of horror-esque short that we want to write, which we've already outlined out, called the Stairway. And so
I'll just reveal what I won't reveal, but we have a funnier concept. I don't want to give the title away yet because we're not quite even.
Which one?
Captain.
The Captain. The Captain.
We'll just call it that one later.
We'll dub it the Captain for right now and say it's in the works.
It's in the works. I want to do that one, a lot of green screen and a lot of 3D CGI stuff, which I have. We just have to figure out the storyline and figure out the gimmicks and gags in it. And I don't want to repeat myself, but then again, it might be one of those things where it's like, well, whatever.
Yep. So, and of course, Trevor, of course. I mean, that's like kind of the fun thing is like when you bring like being able to kind of explore what you think will happen in the future versus 3D and and 2D and VR at this point. But I feel like VR, you're gonna see it branch just and I kind of branch off and stay more in the game realm than in the movie realm. At least for now.
And just to touch up Meow Wang.
Number Wang.
I think you're right. I think if you actually watch the show critically and think about it and understand like a little bit what they're trying to say, I don't think Chernobyl's against nuclear power at all. It's just that people may not be watching it who understand it or at least have a conceptual of what nuclear power is. That's what people are afraid.
Yeah, they're watching an over dramatized of what occurred. Well, I mean, what occurred. It was still bad, regardless. Yeah. But I mean, they're watching it and they're just like, oh my gosh, this could be us at any moment. And they're seeing
not
this.
My backyard.
Yeah, not my backyard. And at this point, that's so they're getting scared over something. But I mean, hell, that happened in the War of the Worlds with on radio.
Well, the funny thing about that, the history of that
is kind of skewed because apparently it was only one place, right? Like,
well, it made it. Yeah,
it was like the travel of it wasn't all around.
Well, the reports of the panic might have been made up.
Made up, yeah. At that point, yeah. But the thing is I wouldn't be surprised if it was made up, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually, you know what I mean?
I have a great idea for a movie where we do that. It's like the War of the Worlds thing, but it's an actual farmer who has an alien in his backyard,
Oh, there you go.
He's like, they're coming.
They are coming for us.
Coming back for us.
Yeah.
You know, I think that'd be a great movie, but I'm trying to figure out how to get that, like the Orson Welles character to like show up at the farmer's house.
Yeah. We need someone that for that, you have to have somebody with that deadpan voice. Like, you know, it's like, and I can't even do it right.
Like going back to the original Men in Black movie.
Yeah.
Like that kind of style of humor, but like in the fast talking 1930s style, not trying to make that accent.
Yeah, we have to have like that, almost that brain like voice.
Oh, Skyler has to leave meow.
All right, meow. Well, y'all come back, meow.
Now that just brought the show down to a low point.
Yeah, I know. Sky's leaving us. I mean, they create a new character to replace all the scientists involved. Also, maybe the people got scared and missed the post-credit scenes. I don't know.
I know. Well, you know, I'm wondering too if that's just...
Signs. Yeah, Signs was, you know, but that's Mel Gibson was in that, right?
Yeah, but Signs is also Signs.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, but my whole take was that it has the War of the Worlds.
Yeah, it has exactly.
But yeah, anyhow, I forgot my point. I was going to say something about that Chernobyl thing. Oh no, I feel like also maybe we're in just that era where no matter how serious or whatever complicated, deeply thought out you put out stuff you put out there, that people are just going to be stupid about it.
Yeah,
you know, like I saw that Game of Thrones. Like I posted this on my own personal Facebook. Was that Game of Thrones painting of Jon Snow and Daenerys like happily sitting together with like little babies and like baby wolves like circling their and they're all happy, and then Tyrion's right there like smiling.
Yeah,
it's like, well, geez, you haven't been paying attention to the show, have you? You just don't care. But
some people.
Maybe that's just the reality. It's like the problem with I'm going to my soapbox here. The problem with modern journalism is one person on Twitter who's being an idiot, you know, becomes a news story because some journalist saw the tweet and decided he's going to write 500 words on it. So that can happen too. But Signs was a terrible film that I watched it once and it was enough for me. I actually liked Signs, and you know why? Because it's the story of my family. It really is.
Yeah.
His last name is Hess. That's why. Joe's typing on something. That's why I'm kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
So that Signs I thought was pretty good. I thought it was like Shyamalan coming back at least somewhat to form after kind of.
Yep.
In their way.
Well, yeah.
There are just too many people on Earth. No, that's nuclear power can solve that. Wait a minute. That.
But
only I'm supposed to know that. In 2020, Bravo will be celebrating its 40th anniversary. Daniel is on point here with his.
He's like, I'm just gonna go through all of the channels in case you didn't know.
Hey, Daniel, tell me what year will what will be the anniversary for the History Channel? There you go. Put that one up.
The History Channel. There you go.
I want to see that deal. Anyhow.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, we're gonna get a ton of I feel like Game of Thrones-esque knockoffs, and then you're gonna have the prequels.
Well, Amazon's gonna come out with their
and then Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a Witcher.
There's gonna be a Witcher on Netflix,
which is basically a Polish Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Kinda. Really. I wouldn't say that.
It's still medieval Dark Ages kind of darker fantasy.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of the fantasy. Like, I think that's gonna.
There's nothing wrong with that. No. Bring on some more fantasy. It's been a while.
Yep. Well, it's just the turn of the wheel. You just got, you know what I mean.
We got to break the wheel, Joe.
Oh, apparently we're not going to ever do that. So
we're gonna break the wheel.
I don't know if you could find a genre that would break the wheel. Like, you have to find something. And so at this point, I just don't think that's ever going to occur.
That's why we need the Expanse now more than ever.
Yep, there you go.
But I was looking for another audiobook to download, listen to, and I was going through man, I like Game of Thrones, but 65 hours for one book. That's a big investment. That's like, just to listen to one book, I got to listen to 65 hours worth of. I got to watch an entire series for 76 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, oh my god, what a drug. And then I was looking at, well, then there's the book that's the history of the Westeros. Book. That's only 32 hours or something like that. I'm like, that made me fun.
Yeah. Lisa likes that one.
Instead, I went for H.P. Lovecraft. Some Lovecraft. Yeah,
I don't know if I could do H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, I never studied it, so I wanted to because I finished Don Quixote, which I loved. That book was amazing.
Yeah, you were really into that.
Okay, so if you guys don't, last month I was part of a Man La Mancha show, so I just started on the drive down to the theater. I would listen to the book Don Quixote.
Yep.
And what I love about this story, even though it's written in 1605 and 1610, I believe it was published, is how like sarcastic everybody gets at the very end of the
yeah.
Because everybody's just like overly praising each other. Like, Sancho, my friend, those are the best words I've ever spoken by any man in the planet of Earth that calls himself a good Christian. You, Sancho, are the one who will be blessed, with many things. It's just so like it becomes like ironically sarcastic. It's hilarious.
I don't know if you guys commented yet, but what did you think of last season's Game of Thrones? Yeah, so
talked about a little bit.
We touched on it last time a little bit, but while we both enjoyed it, we both kind of like I think we reached it in different ways. Like I'm okay with where they ended up, but he might feel the same way too. But I feel that it was rushed, like heavily rushed, because I feel we should have seen spoilers. We should have seen Daenerys become a Mad Queen versus like her give one hoorah stance and then get stabbed by Jon. She's like, I think we're gonna break the wheel by conquering the world. He's like, stabbity stab. Like there was just it was that like super ramp, and I knew he had to go that route.
Yeah,
like it had to end that way. Also, I felt that Grey Worm probably would have just straight out killed Jon in the throne room after he admitted killing Daenerys. I just don't feel like he's the capturing type, especially how like
we really
bloody loyal he was.
The blink of the fade out, we missed a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of feel is like I was happy where everybody where things ended up. I was like, okay, that's kind of where it needed to be. But I felt that they really should have. They shouldn't have skipped. They should have gone on a little bit more. But it's also the fact of they did a complete story, which is rare on TV like anymore. As much like granted now, like you had like Lucifer that was on Fox and it had I don't know 3 or 4 seasons, I think, or 3 seasons, and then it got canceled. But then Netflix grabbed it and it continues on Netflix. But at the same time, time for dinner. All right, see you, Dad. So you're seeing a lot of movies that are making the continuation, the continuing of their story over multiple channels, which is great. I think being able to be able to find the funding to continue your story, but they told a story. It might have been rushed in places. The ending might have been not as we hoped it would be, or as thoroughly flushed out as we had hoped it would be. But I mean, we got a story, and I think we touched on a little bit when I talked last week when I was talking about how I Met Your Mother. It had 10 seasons, and people didn't particularly care for the ending for it. Oh, there you go. The History Channel, 24 years old. It started January 1st, 1995.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, so American Heroes Channel. I didn't even know that was a thing. I've never even heard of that. Comic book movies have been the big
point of
yes,
about
of
Game
course.
Real quick, so this is slightly different. I agree. It was kind of rushed, although I think I recently read an article interviewing. I want to say it's not Roger Moore, because Roger Moore's James Bond.
Yes,
but Moore, the guy that did Battlestar Galactica.
Okay,
they interviewed him like, "Hey, Mr. Moore, everyone hated your finale."
Oh yeah, everybody. That's another one.
What'd you think of the Game of Thrones finale? And he has something interesting to say. He's like, well, a lot of people hated the battle. Like, I thought everyone was happy. Well, no, I take it back. He said something like, people that come to it from if they're watching week to week have a different experience than
the people that watch it, binge watch it.
Yeah, didn't watch it. They come to it later and then watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And his thinking was like the Game of Thrones ending is going to satisfy the person coming, the binger.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree because I kind of felt that need for...
Because you did come in more.
I come in really late to it.
Yeah.
And I said, I want the story to end. Tell me what the F happens.
Yeah, I guess that's true because, see, I came into it second season, so I saw first and second.
Yeah.
And then from there...
You followed it.
I followed it. Week to week. And so, for me, there were the long pauses. So... when they were still writing or when they were still doing that, it felt like you were joining them on that ride. Like they were still not that far. The next week you joined them.
Yes, yeah.
And so on and so forth. And so and then as you hit 7th season where things are boom, 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 every, like John goes from freaking the Pride Heart or whatever the hell, the
Winter,
where she is, where the obsidian throne, obsidian dragon's heart,
something like that. Yeah,
I think it's probably what it's called.
Sure, it's called that.
We're gonna say it's called that because none of you probably know it. No, you might. I don't know.
Probably all googling it. Right now.
Like all of a sudden Lisa will appear and correct me or something. But
I don't even know where that layer is. Honestly.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like they went from there to the north, like in an instant. Like fast travel in Fallout 4 or something, or in a Fallout series, and then so it sped up and it progressed quickly. But anyway, yeah. So long story short, we enjoyed it just in different aspects, and of course we always have critique. Yeah, go for it.
Is that so if you're watching it for like I want to know what happened or show me what happens. If you were to extend it, make it longer, it would feel like filler. You'd have to either you have to have more storylines.
Yeah,
basically. I wanted to do this video, but I don't think I have time to do it. Or the inclination is to go back and look at how long it took for them to march to the Red Wedding stuff, and like measure out how much time because you had like 4 other stories going on at the same time.
Yeah,
and compare that to how long each episode of season 7 was. I want to say I'd be willing to bet that the amount of time it took the Red Wedding to get to the Red Wedding probably would be worth like maybe 2 episodes of season 7. Just because you're intermixing all those other threads that are in there, which is what makes the movie feel like, or the show feel so epic. Anyhow, we'll talk about this probably until the end of the century. Okay,
the Talking Onion says, guys, what do you think are the most important things to know? How to do in editing. The most important things to know in editing, I guess. I'm really insecure about my abilities. Well, that answer is everybody's insecure about their abilities. And essentially, if you want to do something, find a tutorial. And that's essentially, you're like, oh, I really want to do this really cool ability. I think it would, or transition or thing. How can I do this? Just YouTube it. Like Google, find something. There might be a plugin. There might be a tutorial that tells you how to do it. There might be someone who is like, I already kind of set this up, and then you just have to tweak it to fit your project. I mean, that is the beauty. Back in the 90s, it sounds like, or early 2000s.
We were kids.
Back when we were young, I mean, you were essentially just... You couldn't do that, or if people weren't just throwing up all these things up here. You have so many tools at your fingertips now that it's okay to be insecure, but it's also okay to go and search for somebody that will help you along. I mean, you might find something, and you might be like, oh, I can tweak it into something that is completely unique to you. So, you know what I mean? Just don't feel like you have to do it by yourself. There are so many people out there that are doing things that will, are helping. I mean, hell, that's exactly what this channel is to help you find, hopefully, your love for film or just a knowledge of film in general. So, don't get discouraged.
Meow Wang mentions the podcast Score, the podcast episode where they discuss the editing of Bohemian Rhapsody with editor John Ott. With the editor. Oh, that's very cool. Because there's so many people taking pot shots at the editing of Bohemian Rhapsody, which, yes, not that great sometimes, but if you should talk to the editor himself, and he'll tell you like, oh, the reason why it's edited like that is because we shot this guy, 20 months after we shot this part.
Oh yeah,
because we had to re-splice this all together, and that's why it looks like that. I get that.
I was watching because now it's relevant. I was watching the editor and the director of Rocket Man doing talking, and it's the same because it's similar. It's the same guy who did Bohemian Rhapsody, the director, right?
The director that came in after, because it was that one guy, the guy from X-Men. And Bryan Singer. It's Bryan Singer's movie, but he had to bow out.
Yeah,
and this guy took it over.
But I mean, it's really cool to see because he obviously has learned a lot from what he's doing, and he's basically like, yeah, we reshot the same scene a couple of different times so I could have, all the sides that I wanted. You know what I mean? And like that's they go and talk about it and how they're doing it. And I mean, Rocket Man, I haven't yet seen it, but the look of it is way more. I want to say streamlined and more smooth than what Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody was a little bit of a mess.
And but hey, that a lot of people loved Bohemian Rhapsody, and I mean, you're never gonna get probably straight on account of anyone's life. But I mean, Elton John's is crazy enough on its own that it has a more real tinge to it than probably other things.
I think that's if they abandon the whole notion this is the real life story. Yeah. No, this is a straight up fantasy. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Enjoy it, bitches.
Well, I mean, I think Rocket Man, but runs a little bit more true versus
maybe I don't
because know. Well, I mean, just because, and if you look at Elton's life, a lot of the stuff you see, I mean, he himself is a character in a way. I mean, and Elton John isn't even isn't his real name. It's Reggie Watts. Something.
Reggie Little.
I don't know. No, I think it's but
I have no idea.
But I mean, the thing is like Elton John is his almost persona of like this bigger than life kind of thing. So it kind of fits with a movie in its own right. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy?
Okay, we both said it.
Caught in a landslide.
Escape from reality.
There you go. Open your eyes and see. No.
Speaking of X-Men, I don't want to accept. I just broke the wheel.
Yeah, I know. There you go.
I don't think Patrick Stewart is dead in that film. It's such a spoilers. Which film? Which Patrick Stewart is dead movie? Is it X-Men 3 or Logan?
Yeah. Oh no. But no, I mean,
all right.
Spoiler alerts.
All right. Yeah. So the great thing about comic book movies is we don't have to accept any one of them as true because we have universes.
That is true.
Screw all that.
Reggie Dwight, thank you. I couldn't, for some reason, Watts. I don't know. That might be an actual comic book character. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Does Patrick Stewart die in the newer X? In the second one, the new class.
Oh no, he's still alive.
Still alive in that one. Okay. So but he dies in a couple others.
But I mean, the newest one's coming out, which is like the Dark Phoenix one. So who knows? He might die in that one.
The reviews I heard on that weren't good on that.
Well, it's not a great thing anyway.
Yeah.
But just wait for Marvel to slowly absorb it and relaunch it in probably 2028 or something like that.
Why not? Because
why not?
We need more. Just I need to spend my money on something. Some comic book movies.
Yep.
Hello from San Antonio, Daniel Saldivar. At this point, there are no spoilers, man. Come on. Yeah, it's true. I keep bouncing back and forth on spoilers. Like, yeah, we should limit spoilers for like the first week or so.
Yeah.
But after that, get your butt out there and watch the damn movie. And if you get spoiled, oh well, you'll still probably like it if it's a good movie.
Yep, that's true. I mean, it's not wrong.
If it's a bad movie, if the quality of the movie is based on its spoiler, then it's not a very good movie. Like Psycho still holds up, and we all know that girl dies.
Yep.
I watched Psycho in high school for the first time. I knew she was going to die in the shower.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Is Patrick Stewart himself even still alive?
Yes, he is.
Yes, and he's...
Thank God.
And they're doing a Star Trek called Picard. Really? It's called Picard.
But not with Picard?
Huh?
But not with him? Or?
No, with him.
Oh, good.
So, but it's like, he's in his... so they did a teaser trailer, right? So he's in a vineyard, and he's walking along the plants, and then there's some admiral or higher up because he was an admiral at
Yeah,
the
I
end
think
or
so.
whatever. And basically they're like, we betrayed you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this seems really over dramatic for Picard being in a vineyard. And it's like, and then it shows like the wine and it says like Picard's vineyard or something like that. And it's like, Picard. It's like overly exaggerated for this thing.
Picard's gonna have a perfume.
And there's a part of me, it's like, I want to believe it's going to be good because it's got Patrick Stewart in it.
Why not?
But like at this point, I don't know, because they want to go super drama, and Picard comes from Next Generation, which was super campy. Like, you know what I mean? Enjoyably campy.
Well, it wasn't that campy. It was not.
But like not like super campy, but
yeah.
not like First Generation. But I mean, it had enough of it. But it really wasn't overly dramatic in some points. Like,
no,
Picard had his moments,
lighter moments,
but
too.
it was but like the majority of it was bright and happy, and you know what I mean, like hopeful. And like we're in this stage now where in film, or in, I want to say in TV shows and in film, where we have to have that darkness to it.
Yeah.
But Picard, but the darkness to it was always the moment, like the small reflection on reality, or on our reality of like what was going on at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, all sci-fi is like that.
Yeah, all sci-fi is like that.
It might be fun to see a card like you said, maybe not necessarily a dark one, but a campier one where the card's like kids these days.
Yeah, that's
that'd be fun.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, we gotta
kids.
Yeah,
teaching these kids in Starfleet these days.
Gotta whip these kids into shape.
That'd be kind of fun.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, you know,
like a generation kind of meeting thing.
Yeah. But at this point, it's just like, it's Picard old and like even older and even bitterer. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not, though.
Now, hopefully they shot that vineyard stuff out here. Because if you remember, like when they shot the last episode,
it looks like it's out here.
It was shot here.
Yeah. I mean, when they shot the final episode of Star Trek, it was out here in the vineyard.
Hopefully come back out here.
So that's the question. Like, that was my question when I saw the teaser. I was like, was it out in our vineyards and here in Temecula?
Yeah, we're from Temecula, but if you guys are to figure that out.
Yeah, at this point. And
you guys should,
You do now. We're so in trouble. No, not really.
No, we're gonna get done. But yeah, they shot it out here, and it was a big deal because like the head of the film festival here was on a real big push to get Hollywood to come out here and shoot stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was like one of the big wins. Yeah, because it's like, why bother?
Yeah, exactly.
When you got.
That was a good one. Right when the camera came, I'm just like itching my nose.
We do have a lovely casino.
Yep.
And which they need to bring me back and pay me some more money.
There you go.
That was some good. So Daniel Saldivar just mentioned that you saw my teleprompter auction today. Yes, it's sitting in my van right now. It was put on it's not a teleprompter. I bought a pedestal. Teleprompter came with it. I'm probably gonna get rid of the teleprompter because I have my own teleprompter.
Yep.
But the question is, how am I going to get this thing off of my van? Because I don't have a forklift.
Yeah.
I didn't get back in time to check if my neighbor had a forklift.
Oh yeah, you're going to ask.
Otherwise, I'm going to just try to wheel it off of the thing, on a ramp. So, and the sucker is like probably 400 or 500 pounds. It's heavy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, it still works. I did check the pan works real well. Wasn't able to check the tilt so much in the van. Anyhow. TNG was directed to properly fit the casual TV format. It's very much the opposite of Star Trek Discovery, which skirts the cinematic approach. Yeah, because in favor of binging, I'm sure. Yeah, because of the way
Also, Star Trek Discovery is horrible, but that's one nerd's opinion. We'll just go with that. It's very J.J. Abramsy in it, and then they were like, oh, we can be like, season 1 was terrible, and then they were like, we can be more fun, like, just give us a chance, look, here's Spock, like, and I feel like I'm just gonna red letter media this shit, so we're just not gonna do that. We can leave that to Mike at Red Letter Media as a reminiscing. Yeah,
so no movie yellows, but we do have an 8mm up here.
Yeah, there you go.
The pedestal is actually for this thing. I have this 501 tripod, but the thing is that you can't that you're looking at right on here, you can't tilt or pan that thing unless you like lock it down because it's too heavy for it. So the pedestal's to fix that. So I'm excited about it, but I'm just dreading how I'm gonna get this thing in here.
Yeah.
So well.
Does it have wheels?
Yeah.
Okay, so once it's down on the ground,
no, it rolls around place. But
Okay, so we just gotta get it.
you gotta get off the truck
Gotta get
somehow.
off the truck without breaking it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be fun.
You have a problem with J.J. Abrams, man?
Do I have a problem with J.J. Abrams? No, actually, I like the very first Star Trek. Other than obviously his need to shine the light right into the camera, lens flares like nobody's business.
You didn't even know he was doing that. He was like, "I do that." Oh,
he's like,
really?
"Oh crap."
Okay, I'll tone it down.
Mike and Rich are tearing apart reviewing season 2 soon. Yeah, probably.
I will never watch a Star Trek movie directed by Tarantino.
I will.
I would.
Yeah, at
just
this
for the
point,
hell of it. Why not?
No, I liked the first Star Trek by J.J. Abrams. The second one was kind of like you weren't trying. Like if you're rebooting, like you don't bring Khan in on the second one. Like you bring Khan in like a really interesting way.
Following the game plan way too closely.
Like that's like you're just like, hey, I know what everybody loved, Khan. And it's like, and then everybody's like, oh, the second one's gonna have Khan, and he's like, there's not gonna be a Khan.
Not gonna be Khan. I swear to God. I swear to God.
No Khan. And then it's like, Khan. Like, oh, God,
come on, really?
Like, come on. And then I like the third one because the third one was written by the dude that plays Scotty, who's Shaun in the Dead what's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I forget his
Simon
name.
Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, Simon Pegg. And I liked that one. I thought that one was really good. Because it was a fun adventure on a new planet, and it was an adventure,
and it was a team thing,
and it was a team thing, yeah. And so like that embodied Star Trek to me. That could have been a great second one.
Yeah, it would have been a better second.
It would have been a better second one. Because honestly, to be fair, like in every movie of the original campy Star Treks, they destroy the fucking Enterprise. So at this point, yeah. So Spock should never be recast. It ended with Nimoy. Just develop a new character. I actually thought, what's his name? The guy that had the ears in the newest version.
Oh, the new version, the young guy.
The new guy. What's his name?
He
played in Heroes as Scott Siler.
He also used a lot in what's his face?
He was also in American Horror Story.
He was in I forget.
I don't know. I thought he was good.
He's good.
Like,
and I like
he looks Nimoy-esque.
I like what Chris Pine did with Kirk too.
Yeah,
that swagger of his. It was kind of good.
Yeah, hell, even Keith Urban, or no, the guy who played Bones.
Yeah, Urban something.
Yeah, I think
Urban.
it's Keith Urban, and maybe I don't know. Don't
Zachary
hold me to
Quinto.
that. Zachary Quinto. Yeah, is it in there? Did someone say that?
No, I made that up. No, it is. It's Zachary Quinto or Quito or something like that. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I don't Zachary Quinto. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I mean he did a good job. Like, and like even seeing him next to Leonard Nimoy, he
It's all coming in.
you kind of could see the young, like if you didn't obviously see him in the original Star Trek when he was young. You would think that it could work, and it worked. And so anyway, but yeah, needless to say, the first and the second were enjoyable. First and third, the second one was meh.
Long ways to come around to say that.
Now we came a long way around for that.
Just say that. Yep. So yeah, Star Trek.
And also, again, I don't have anything against J.J. Abrams. I don't know. To be fair,
Secretly
he did
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. He did Alias. I like that as a TV show, super spy
8.
campy spy show.
He did Super 8, the movie.
Yeah, I never saw that one actually.
He did a couple. Super 8 really made him like he was like his calling card. Like, hey, I'm like the new Steven Spielberg. Here's my card. And then they gave him Star Trek, and then Star Trek's like, oh, I can do a Star Trek movie. Oh, I was like, I can do a Star Wars movie after that. So that's how he got Star Wars. That's basically the ladder of climbing.
Yeah. So I mean, that was that.
Right.
I mean, I didn't particularly like Lost. So
yeah.
But I mean, that one was just. I don't like things where they're just like, let's pile more questions on top of questions.
All right.
What do you think of Robert Pattinson being the new Batman? I don't know how to feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I am neither excited nor unexcited. I'm just waiting to see at this point. At this point, I'm just like, all right. Maybe.
I think more. What we can take more from it is like, hey, we're gonna do a different direction with Batman. That might be more exciting than anything else. And really, it's like, okay, that whole thing with the Justice League Batman. Yeah, we're gonna go a different direction. I think that'd be more. That'd be more. That's more. That's the most thing to take away from the news. Not that like Pattinson's bad for it or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. Although, what we haven't heard heard much about lately is that Joker film that's coming up. That's coming up in like October or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see that. Super 8 is kind of proto Stranger Things. Yeah, very much so. In the way that proto Stranger Things, also in the way that like Goonies is proto Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Bill Cage is very excited. Yeah, you should be. Why not? Hey, you know what? More Batman movies, right? Let's get some more. See what different takes on Batman. Different views. Again, like we haven't heard much about that Joker movie yet. So
yeah,
open to hear from
that one. So the Joaquin Phoenix one, I'm looking forward to. There was a thing on it, basically saying that it might very well be that that's not the future Joker, but he's actually like kind of the Joker that started everything. He's essentially not the second Joker, that he's just the original one, and he's actually the son, of Tom, a son of Thomas Wayne, like a bastard child kind of thing.
Oh, there you go.
Which was really kind of interesting. I don't know, but at the same time, I'm intrigued enough to see it. And
what last name do they give the bastard children in Gotham?
Yeah, Joker.
And IT are a bunch of. Yeah, I love the IT. Sorry, that's a terrible joke. IT crowd.
Yeah, the IT crowd.
Yeah,
I like the IT crowd.
I love it. Yeah. I was just saying. I was like, he meant it.
Yeah, it.
And I was like, they made a movie of IT crowd.
And It Part 2. I don't know how that will. I feel when they did the miniseries, the kids part was interesting.
Yeah.
And the adult part to me wasn't.
Yeah.
And
terrible.
So now the Part 2, it has Bill Hader in it.
Yep.
Which I love, and I don't know. Did you watch Barry? It's on HBO.
No, yeah, I have to watch it.
It's good. I like that. And so for Barry, for Bill Hader alone, I'll probably see it.
What's that one? Jessica Chastain, is she's in it?
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big fan of Jessica Chastain. I like me some Jessica Chastain. Ever since she killed Bin Laden single-handedly. She did. Don't believe me, go watch
Batman
the movie.
has cleverly avoided the overpaid actor trap by casting a new Batman in every film.
There you
Genius. Go. Yeah, no, there
That's
you
one
go.
way to do it.
Yep.
Hey,
just keep making new Batmans.
And each Batman just gets suicidal after. It's like a Family Feud.
Yep. Essentially the longest Batman in a movie has been
Bale?
Christopher Nolan. Yeah, Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, and then next would be
Are you gonna say
Michael Keaton?
Well, wasn't Clooney in two of them or just one?
Oh, you might because Val Kilmer came into the one where Robin was first.
Yeah, was that
made
the one
Robin,
Joker?
And that was the Riddler Two-Face one, and then the one with Mr. Freeze and Uma Thurman. I think
could have swore that George Clooney was in two of them, but maybe that's how bad that movie is. It's actually spread out into more than one movie.
Yep.
I kind of like that. Bob was saying the Joker looks like an awesome, even though it's a remake of The King of Comedy, which is kind of true. Wasn't Martin Scorsese also involved with this Joker movie? So that's kind of why it has kind of that image of King of Comedy. The guy that falls in love with AI is going to be a better Joker than Leto for sure. Love that guy. Yep.
There you go. True.
But he fell in love with Scarlett Johansson's AI. So
yeah. So who can blame him, right?
You know what? We've all made that mistake. I think.
But yeah. So I mean, again, as I kind of said, Shazam. I really like Shazam. And then you have Aquaman guy whose name I can't think of his name.
Momoa.
Jason Momoa. He's really good. I like him.
Roger brings up a point. Affleck was in 3, and if you count Suicide Squad and
and his cameo from Suicide Squad.
Burn.
Oh, well, I don't really count his cameo from Suicide Squad.
Affleck wasn't bad though.
Affleck wasn't bad.
No, he was fine.
He's a good older Batman. Like
the movies are a little bit too.
And that was kind of his that shtick was like he's kind of the pissed off old Batman kind of guy.
He's like, screw this, I'm going with guns. I'm gonna shoot everybody.
Which is fine because he's running off of a comic book version where Batman is, he's like, I'm the motherfucking Batman, in it. Anyway, but yeah, it's Frank Miller's Batman. But yeah, I think having a more, I rebooting it with a younger person is probably better because then they can throw him around. Clooney wasn't that bad as Batman. But the movie was bad. Let's
get it straight. Clooney was Clooney.
Yeah,
he was Batman.
He really wasn't Bruce Wayne. He was just George Clooney as Batman. I'm Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I was in you might remember me from the hit show ER.
Yeah.
Did anybody remember that show ER? Did you watch ER?
Yeah, I did.
I never watched the show ER.
It went on for a long time.
I know, it was popular too.
Yeah.
It was huge. I watched House. Why are we talking about House? Let's talk about House.
I liked the first 2 seasons of House.
I liked the first 4 seasons. And I gave up after that. I was like, fuck this show.
The thing that pissed me off, again, and we've talked about this, is the fact that the character never grew.
But the thing is that they've been on like multiple shows, panel shows where they say TV shows are like an onion. The characters never change.
That's bullshit.
They're proud of that fact.
Yeah.
Well, shows you where the failure.
It was, exactly. And like the whole thing of it is if anyone's not seen House, essentially spoilers. The character.
Oh, he's back me out.
Oh, back me out. Welcome back me out.
I think that was a long game just to do that.
That's right. He just. Yeah.
Anyhow,
I agree.
Say again on the House.
So anyway, at the end of the second season, he's getting a surgery that will fix his leg.
Yeah. And he's happy for
one episode. He's super happy. And he's like a super nice guy.
Like, oh, good.
And you're like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so apparently he wasn't as much of a dick as it was led to believe when his leg was working correctly. And then within 2 episodes, something goes horribly wrong in his legs, and he's back on pain pills, and he's back to being a miserable, like, annoying asshole. And the thing is, if they had just fixed his leg and made him an annoying asshole, then you'd be like, oh, he was just always an asshole. And then you go on with the series. But instead they were like, nope, he has to be an annoying because that is his leg.
Oh, and Bill Cage, we were talking about House MD, a show that...
it had Hugh Laurie in it, who did Worcestershire, what?
Jeeves and Wooster.
Jeeves and Wooster. He did Black Adder.
Also, Laurie and
Laurie and Fry.
Fry and Laurie.
Yeah, Fry and Laurie.
Had the kid from Dead Poets Society.
Oh
play the doctor.
Play the doctor. Yep.
And Lisa Cuddy from MTV.
Yep.
That's who she's originally from. But you didn't see it after season 2, right, Joe?
Huh?
You didn't see it. You didn't see House after season 2.
I watched up to season. I watched the ending of it.
Oh, okay. So because season 2 is like, oh well, it didn't work, so that's why he's going back to being an asshole. But no. Like he just gets worse and worse, and he burns his friends like hard.
Yep.
Lisa Cuddy and his buddy Watson.
Yeah, and then his friends are all miserable people too. Like that Wilson. One where Wilson, where he's like, oh hey, like you're wrong about this whole thing, and then he was right, and they're like, we can never tell him. It's like, so basically you made him seem like he was crazy, but he was right, and he saved the kid. And you're like, and we can never tell him he was right because then he'd be insufferable. It's like, that's a fucking horrible friend. You are miserable people.
He turns around and burns them even harder.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I didn't even watch the last season because I was like, this is just This is just horrible behavior.
Oh yeah, and then
I'm tired of this.
It's like there is no way a hospital would be funded like that.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's fine. I mean, obviously, again, it has to be dramatic. It's drama, but at the same time, there's drama, and then there is just over the blatant top drama.
Yeah.
And yeah,
not really into dramas, which is what I'm assuming is based on your descriptions of House. It's kind of a soap.
It's a soap opera-y
kind of
like medical procedural show. Yeah, exactly.
That's what
you had medical procedural, funny, which was Scrubs. This is like dramatic procedural.
It's got a tinge of funny because House is kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I mean it has its funny moments, obviously.
It's not like dry.
Yeah, especially
dry.
like when he goes to the clinic that he has to go to, and it's always these random people, and they're always usually pretty entertaining.
It's not like Grey's Anatomy, which is like more soap opera-y.
Yeah, like
it's not General Hospital, which is a soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
But it's somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, and it's especially if you're interested in kind of filming, its style is, I mean, it's the style of it is very unique. Like it had a very unique feel in the style of it, which I mean, to me, then again, you could say Scrubs had a very unique style as well.
Well, they all do. I mean,
yeah,
they all will.
What did you guys think about Breaking Bad? I really enjoyed it, and I finally watched the last episode.
Yay!
And
I've seen the first episode, so that's between the two of us, we've seen the entire thing.
Then why is it called House? His last name is House.
It's also a take on Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, he's
House Home. Yeah. His buddy's name is Wilson, not Watson.
Not Watson. Yeah.
So, any Godzilla fans in the house here? Sorry to disappoint you.
King of the Monsters.
Yeah. King of the Monsters, defeater of Gojira, and friend to Mothra.
Friend to Mothra. Yeah.
I saw that movie the other night, and I unfortunately kind of fell asleep halfway. Not halfway. I was starting to nod off during the last battle scene. It was just kind of dreadful.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see, I like the original Godzilla. I kind of like the kaiju movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain pleasure in just seeing shit get breaking apart and people bashing each other. It's kind of a wrestling thing, but like the movie just, sorry.
Yeah.
That's downer. I know.
No, I mean,
bring it up.
Here's the thing. Okay, so it kind of goes to the idea of you always want to see the most interesting thing. Yeah. Like if you're making something, whether it be the story of like a romantic comedy or whatever, you always want to be showing the most interesting thing on screen. But in a monster movie, most interesting thing is God freaking Zilla. Yeah. Like, so why are you showing me the humans that are running around and scurrying around its feet? I don't care. I want to see the giant lizard take on the giant moth or the giant three-headed dragon. Stop.
I don't want them beating each other up.
Yeah.
Keep fighting.
Like that was the thing, is in old Godzilla movies, it was like 7 minutes of like people and like 80 minutes of freaking Godzilla destroying towns or destroying Tokyo. That's what I want to see. That is Godzilla. Like, don't make me care about these people because I don't give a crap. Like okay, anyway. Godzilla 1998 is a masterpiece. Is that the one with Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
Because I will actually agree with you on that.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, and the reason is because we had maybe 15 minutes of Matthew Broderick, and about the rest of the movie was freaking like Godzilla running around thrashing through buildings. Like that's what I want to see. It's terrible that I would construe that movie as like the better version, because the Godzilla in the newer Godzillas looks like Godzilla and to me. But if they just took that Godzilla and put it with the Matthew Broderick plot, I would be okay with it. Like,
I told Joe this story, so I'll tell you guys. It's entertaining. We'll fill some time here. So I went to go see the Godzilla movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the very end of the movie, credits start rolling, and this guy in the front, he stands up. He's great hair. He's kind of balding. He's got glasses. He's like, "Stop! Don't go anywhere. This is not over yet." He starts yelling at people who are trying to leave the theater.
Yeah,
he's like, exactly. You don't want to miss this, guys. You want to see this. And it was like, and then we saw there's a bunch of graphics, and the very last graphic is King Kong fighting Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like an artist conceptual drawing.
That was it?
All it was. He was like, wait, no, that's not. Oh, you see that? That's Kong. That's Kong.
So he was sitting there doing that.
That's
Oh
Kong
my gosh.
fighting Godzilla. Like, wait, there's more. So he's standing there like yelling at people, and then finally at the very end of the movie, spoilers, right? They get to the very there's a closed credit scene. I won't tell you what it is because it's more time spent describing it than you guys don't care, and I don't care. It's a big nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, you see? I didn't say that. I'm just making that for dramatic purposes. But it was like, yeah, aren't you guys glad you stayed till the end? It was just hilarious. This one guy who was so into Godzilla, he wanted everybody to sit there for the end credit scene.
Yeah.
That was just my story. I love that. It's going to be a character in something I make someday.
Yeah.
What do you think of Kong Skull Island? I like Kong Skull Island. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, that was the one with Samuel L. Jackson there, right?
Yeah. It had Captain Marvel and Loki.
Captain Marvel and Loki, yeah.
Fighting the big ape man.
Yeah, it's all right.
Fighting the ape man.
I was all right with it.
Day man. He fights the night man.
He fights the night man.
Night King. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Always Sunny.
But yeah, the Kong Skull Island, I was all right with.
It's an enjoyable, literally B movie. It's kind of like the movies in the old days. Like that's literally just B movie crap.
Yeah,
I mean that's all it is.
It was better than Peter Jackson's version.
Yeah, Peter Jackson's bloated.
Yeah, so
just like Peter Jackson was.
Oh,
but he got skinny.
He
got fat again. He got skinny. He got fat again.
It's good to know that I have like maybe 3 more skinny phases in me.
Yeah, I'm
just
past
gonna have
that.
to go the Peter Jackson route.
Yeah, you basically work on a film all until you're just like super skinny. You look like Brian Meeker at that point.
Yeah.
Remember Tobar the Eighth Man.
Tobar the Eighth Man. On that one, I got nothing.
All I know is I believe Sunny in Philadelphia is coming back for another season.
Really?
I follow McElhorn on Instagram, and I saw him. He's like, we make a great show, but we take a lousy photo. It's like 3 of those guys.
Speaking of Ape Man, Planet of the Apes was one of the series of movies that were much better than the originals, in my opinion.
There you go.
I watched the originals. I didn't see the newest ones, so
I watched the second and third ones. I believe I watched the third one, even though I hadn't seen the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That was not bad. Not bad. If I took the time and watched all of them in sequence, probably would enjoy them more.
Yeah.
Than just like picking them, randomly. Whatever came on Amazon at the time was free, or hit stars, or whatever it was.
Bill Cage is like, that was my favorite version. Sorry, Bill. Peter Jackson's latest movie, Thou Shall Not Grow Old, was great. I didn't watch that.
We saw that. I saw that with
definitely better than the Hobbit trilogy. That's true.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Well, if you, I got a big thing because I'm a big 24 frames per second guy, and if you stuck around the theater and you watch the after credits, Peter Jackson says, and we ran it at the regular film rate, which is 24 frames per second, and I'm like, yeah! And no one in the theater, like everyone looked around, like, what the fuck is that wrong with that guy?
What is wrong
Peter
with
Jackson
you?
just admitted it. It's 24 frames, not 48, with like the Hobbit.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's me being a very, very sore loser. lame dude. Sad. Get a girlfriend, really. That's just the truth.
There
Can't
you
get around
go.
it. It's true.
It was an old animated series.
Oh, the Hobbit animated series. Remember the Hobbit with the Leonard Nimoy singing the song?
Yeah.
Was that part of the cartoon or not?
No,
I don't think so. That was just.
Yeah, but it's 19. Yeah, it was like 1977 or something.
That was just weird 70s like acid trip stuff that they were going on. Like that was his answer to Will Shatner's Tambourine Man.
Yep.
It's like, let's sing about the Hobbit. You get girls dancing, like doing that.
Which is like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably the same like thing from Arabian Night.
Oh yeah, dude. That's kind of scary.
Yeah. But anyway, side note where we're going crazy a little bit.
Low energy
today. A little bit.
Trump will come in and say, "You guys are low energy."
Yeah, I had a freaking huge thing of caffeine too to try to trump that.
I had a pear and then I'm really like, wow.
Yeah, I haven't eaten anything yet.
We're gonna
today.
get something to eat here.
I like literally
Our
haven't
friend Tim, who you've seen, if you watch the live shows, you want to see us making fun of him.
Yeah.
He finished up his first year in teaching.
Yep, that's true.
So we were going to go out and dinner and hang out with him.
Mm-hmm.
And tell him that
wow.
if you guys go to patreon.com/filmmaker,
you can sponsor us eating.
You can sponsor us for food. And if we get to our $500 level, we're going to smack that newly
minted teacher in the face of the pie. There you go.
Yes. FilmmakerIQ.com. Oh, sorry, that's Patreon. That's Filmmaker IQ. Go there.
Yeah, go there too.
We have T-shirts if you want them down there. I'm going to design another video I'm working on is the whole. I want to call it the inescapable economics of filmmaking. The inescapable economics of doing anything you do in your life, really.
Yeah.
But I want to do the whole T-shirt for that. So I'm trying to work on that. Also, I'm also working on a live. I'm doing a live band night in about a month where I'm going to host it's called Speakeasy. I'm going to be hosting a speakeasy here in Temecula. So if you're in Temecula and want to come down to see that, see me play trumpet and play all the great songs from the classic movies from Godfather to Mary Poppins. That'll be in a month. We'll have another pubcast before that. Anyhow, I'm just kind of running through some stuff. Another tangential question. What's one classic book begging to be made into a movie that hasn't been made yet? Don Quixote.
There you go, yeah.
I heard Disney's making that into a series. And I cannot wait for that. That sounds awesome.
So it's just going to be the Adventures of Don Quixote?
The book is basically the Adventures of Don Quixote. I mean,
yeah.
There's one point there's a scene in Don Quixote which is hilarious, where Don Quixote goes to this inn, and there's one guy who's he's a traveling barber / puppet master.
Yeah.
He puts on this puppet show, and Don Quixote goes crazy and starts whacking and killing all the puppets. He's just takes a sword out and just beats the shit out of the puppet.
Well, that's
and he's like, "What the hell are you doing, man? It's just puppets." It's like, "Oh, really? The Enchantress must have made them real. I thought they were real. I was trying to save Charlemagne from the Wicked Witch." It's just I just see that as an episode. Dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Quixote, man,
calm down.
Don't be a dick. Because I mean, you saw the show, but the show kind of makes him a little too saintly.
Yeah.
In the books, he's kind of like a jerk half the time.
Yeah.
He actually starts trouble with people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's also hilarious, and the character of Sancho Panza is just.
Yeah.
He there's sections in the book where he just rattles off he says he has a belly full of what's the word? Belly full of proverbs. But in the book, the way the guy reads it, it's minutes long. He just goes proverb, spits them out crazy. It's hilarious. Anyhow,
that's what happens when you can write them all down.
It's really exactly. Great Gatsby. Yeah, we haven't made one of those yet. Catcher in the Rye hasn't been made. I think. Kill him. We're just naming books here that it's already been made.
Are we just going through the books?
There are some sci-fi books that are worth looking at. I know The Spin was being talked about on Sci-Fi. I listened to that on audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Simmons had one that was interesting. And Stranger in a Strange Land, I don't think has been made into a movie, and that's really popular. There's a lot of sci-fi books. My phone's going crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of probably because he just messaged me.
Oh, is it? There's a lot of sci-fi books that just haven't been made yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming close to that time, isn't it?
Yeah, I think about. I cut it a little short.
I'm looking at my phone here.
Woo!
Anyhow.
All right.
But anyway. That's where there's a lot of books being made.
Yeah, of course.
So, let's wrap it up here. Check out Patreon if I didn't tell you already. Go there. It's over at some marks. FilmmakerIQ.com. Do you want to go there? I've got some stuff on there. All of our courses and stuff are on there, and I need to start putting up the pubcasts. I've kind of been lazy about that. I've been lazy about a lot of things lately.
Yeah.
And spoiler. T-shirts. Get your T-shirts at teespring.com/store. The Filmmaker IQ. I'm working on the blending mode video, which is coming out pretty soon. Then I'll work on. I've got the Fox story I want to do studios, and then a bunch of IQ bits that I might throw in there between here and there. So that's what's going on. It's it's got to try to find the time to do stuff. And what I find is, even though I think I'm going to be able to get something done in about a day or two, it just takes time to get it right and crafted right and written up right and not shoddily put together. And that's one of the things I want to talk about in the inescapable economics of filmmaking. Is like, if you want to do stuff right, you kind of have to take your time and do it.
Yep.
Right. Otherwise, you just put out like quick stuff, and unless you have money to do it, it's not going to be very good. So that's all I think we can say. Joe, do you have any
parting words?
Parting shots?
Nah, not really on this one. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. It was great fun. Obviously, we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Hopefully, we'll have some fun things to say about that at that point. And till then, John's catchphrase. John, over to you for your catchphrase before we end this.
Oh, go out there and make something great, but have a good weekend. Go out and see some movies.
There you go.
Go make some movies. Why not?
Go make some movies. Go see some movies.
Go see some movies. All right.
Make something and see something.
See you guys later.